Senator Nelson and members of the committee, my name is Christopher Tucker, and I'm testifying on behalf of myself and communities and schools. By telling you my story, I think you'll understand why I credit CIS for saving me after my mother was shot and killed in a double homicide-suicide on June 20th, 2011, the summer after my freshman year of high school in Fort Worth, Texas. I will never forget the day that the call came in. I was at my aunt and uncle's house in Church, Texas, between San Antonio and New Braunfels. My uncle had walked into the room and handed me the phone, and my grandpa told me, "Your mom got killed." My heart instantly dropped, and I balled up and cried for hours, saying, "It's not true, it's not real." I asked about my sisters, and they told me they witnessed the incident along with my mom's friend's kids, whose ex-boyfriend happened to be the shooter. I felt a lot of emotions, but I felt weak and self-blaming. When we drove back to Fort Worth, depression had already set in. I kept all my feelings to myself and showed a strong front for my sisters to look to. But if I wasn't around them, I had a gloomy aura about me. I had frequently had both suicidal and homicidal thoughts. I wanted to die just because of how much I was hurting, and I didn't want to hurt any longer. I also wanted the boyfriend to be alive so I could have the chance to kill him myself. And I even thought about if I harmed someone in their family, that they'd feel the type of pain me and my family felt. We had to raise money for my mom's funeral because that wasn't something that we planned for, and that took a long while. This was my breaking point because each event involving her only broke me more and more. I couldn't look at my own mother at the viewing because I was too hurt. At the funeral, I was made to walk up and view my mother because it was the last chance I got to see her. When I got to the front of the church, I saw her and I collapsed. I lost all strength, and all I could do was cry. I gave her a kiss on the forehead and was literally held up by my grandma because I couldn't walk on my own. Sisters and I then went to go live with my aunt and uncle in Church, Texas. They got us into multiple counseling sessions, but that really didn't help, and it only thickened the wall I had put up. All that changed when I met Miss Richter, a site coordinator with Communities and Schools of South Central Texas at Samuel Clemens High School, and she began working with me. Miss Richter was a licensed professional counselor and would just talk to me. I would just talk to her because it was comfortable. When I got to that school, I had a lot of hate and sadness in my heart, but she had kept working with me. And I kept talking, confiding with Miss Richter, who then introduced me to Miss Liberty. Miss Liberty is a licensed master social worker with CIS. She and Miss Richter provided me with the wraparound support that I desperately needed. CIS really helped to foster my emotions and help me find myself again. If I hadn't been with Miss Richter and Miss Liberty caring, I don't know where I'd be today. CIS gave me another family and allowed me to express my emotions and grow. Knowing me now and knowing my story, you'd think you were looking at two different people. I'm now a graduate of Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi, with a Bachelor's of Business Administration degree with a focus in accounting, and I'm currently pursuing my Master's of Accountancy at the school as well, and working towards obtaining my CPA license. I have heard that you all are currently looking to try to make schools safer for students, which is why I'm here today. I understand that there are talks of installing metal detectors, bulletproof glass, and active shooter alarms, but I can tell you from first-hand experience that when a student who is struggling with an emotional disturbance wants to cause harm, they will find a way no matter what you have installed in the school buildings. The real solution is prevention, on-campus prevention. Struggling students need trained professionals providing social work and mental health services on campus. They need to make face-to-face connections and develop relationships and listen to students in need. They don't need telemedicine or a virtual connection to someone they don't know that will refer them to an off-campus provider that most will never be able to see. Nothing can replace the bond that is built between a struggling student and a loving and caring adult on campus, and that is accessible when we are in need. That is exactly what CIS does, and that is why I urge you to provide more funding for communities and schools. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to come and testify before this committee.